Fasting wasn't so bad. When you're an unreligious foreigner in a Middle Eastern country, like I was in Jordan, fasting for the holy month of Ramadan wasn't terrible. Even before my summer began, I decided that I would try to fast with the locals, beginning mid-June. And I wanted to do it because I wanted to say that I did. And as any self-respecting student, I wanted to have bragging rights to say I kept an open mind, But you also have to note that I was raised in an unreligious household, and it was second nature to me to not think of religion as much more than just a culture, and I couldn't really see a justifiable use for it in modern society. If anything, I've only seen negative images and portrayals of religion on social media and other outlets where you see religion being misused and abused for political purposes to justify discrimination, subjugation, and just purely despicable words and actions. So my attempt to immerse myself in this cultural practice was nothing more than just for good fun. I do want to make one clarification though. The first few days of fasting were terrible. Imagine for 13 or 14 hours your stomach is trying to figure out where the supply of food went and is turning itself inside out. And all the while you know that you've made a promise to yourself to keep with it. And also, the local population would probably judge you pretty hard if you broke. They would probably think, look at that disrespectful foreigner tempting us with his evil food. I can't say I didn't break once or twice, diving into the bathroom to eat a little pastry or a sweet that I had saved from another day. But, after the first few days, it was actually pretty nice. Your stomach gives up trying to yell at you, and it's actually pretty peaceful. And plus, fasting for so long only made the meal that broke the fast that much better. This meal, called iftar, was consistently one of the largest meals I have ever eaten in one sitting. Imagine a plate of food the size of a bike tire filled to the brim with just colored rice and deliciously spiced chicken, and it was accompanied by a slew of other dishes. And man, by the time you ate it, everyone was in a food coma for a couple minutes. And then, after a couple minutes, someone decides in the family to get up to start doing the dishes. After that, that's when the party began. We would all go out, and everyone was out during this time. All the restaurants were open, selling all the sweets and delicacies, and man, you couldn't get enough. Everyone was celebrating having the opportunity to eat again. And after a couple hours of celebrating, everyone would go home and nap for a couple hours until the last meal of the night before sunrise, called suhoor. And before this happened, a man would go down the street with this giant drum, banging on it and yelling at people to get up so that they can eat their last meal for the next 13 to 14 hours. And everyone would get up all groggy and sleepy and try to stuff their face to prepare for the next day. But during this time, as my host family started to settle into Ramadan, I started to notice the difference in the family dynamic. The kids every night would go into the kids' room and bring out their copies of the Islamic holy text, the Quran, and read a section every single night. And then afterwards, instead of playing as much with their friends, they would stay with their families. And not just with their nuclear families, their entire extended family. I swear, I saw more of their extended family than I could have ever imagined. I didn't even know someone could have so many relatives in one place. And, during this time, the family got tighter. They went out more. They prayed together more. They just became closer than any family unit I have ever seen. Their religion and the way they practiced it, I began to realize, had qualities of, what I wanted to see in an ideal society, with family bonds that are strong and faiths and philosophies that are practiced with love, not hate. Oftentimes we see that on social media and other outlets, we see quotes of religious texts being taken and preached to wider audiences to potentially blind them to what could be peaceful contexts. And I began to see that there could be more to religion than what I had originally seen. If practiced faithfully, it could very well be a force of peace, a force of love and community. And maybe I can see a place for religion in society after all.